It's me again. It's Aprecia. Not really Aprecia. I'm actually coming to you in my official capacity as April. But listen, guys, I won't be long, but I got to get this out. I just received some very, very sad news. So I don't know if any of you remember when I did a Facebook Live back in, it may have been July, maybe August, when we were trying to move, open up the new store, and I gave my testimony about how we were able to get all of our inspections done, and the master plumber and the master electrician that certified all the work and pulled all the permits for us and just got us going for like the low cheap. Well, I just got a text because it was another business owner that I was helping, and she needed some permits pulled too. And I said, well, listen, you can call Mr. Milligan. He's gonna take good care of you. Sweet man. And she texted me back and said he passed away. And I was like, wait, what? I remember getting word that he was COVID positive, and he was on the mend, like he was doing better. But then she tells me today, she was like, he passed away. And I'm like, wow, because y'all, first of all, I just saw this man just a couple of months ago, and he was so helpful and so accommodating to my husband and I, wanting us to make sure that we could get our, certificate of occupancy. And he was like, well, whatever I can do to make this easy for you guys, just let me know. Ooh, that's called a stop sign. Okay. He was like, whatever I can do to make things easy for you, just let me know. And to find out today that he is no longer in the land of the living, I had a lot of different emotions, but one of the first emotions, I was like angry. I was like, okay, because I've never affirmed that this virus wasn't real, but I've always affirmed that early treatment was like, the sooner you get ahead of this thing, the better off you will be. There are too many people that I know that have succumbed. I don't know a lot of people that necessarily succumb to the disease, but I know a lot of people who are suffering adverse events from the SIB, and then as a result, they are no longer with us. And so my husband and I was just like, I just need a minute, because I'm like, he's gone. And so because I hold to a biblical worldview, I'm like, I can't beat myself up, because, God did not place the burden for me to save the whole world. Like, that burden is not my that burden is not my burden to carry or to shoulder. But I am still human, and I still get angry because I know people. Y'all give me a minute. I am trying to hold in equal tension and to hold to the integrity of the scriptures by understanding that God is sovereign and that man has a responsibility. But I also know that when it's our time, it's our time. But that does not remove the human emotion when people that you know and love, who for whatever reason, if they just didn't want to heed your advice or they weren't open to it, for whatever reason, I just know for me personally, I'm not letting another opportunity pass that I don't share what I know that can help and save people. I'm not holding that truth under a bushel, for the simple fact that, just like with the gospel, you don't not give someone the gospel because you're concerned about whether they're going to listen or whether they're going to comply. Like, none of that matters, right? You give the gospel indiscriminately, and you allow the Lord through the power of the Holy Spirit, that's who does the work. Well, for me to be consistent, I have to be the same way with this. I know too much to just not say anything. Y'all, I'm lost. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know where I am. I'm trying to get home and I took a wrong turn again. But you know what? It's just gas. What I have to say is too important for me to care about being lost. I'll figure it out. These some nice houses though. Anyway, if you have not joined my Telegram channel, you need to take your cell phone over there. If you like, I don't know how to work Telegram, it's okay, you'll figure it out. The information that myself and other individuals sharing over there, that we're sharing over there indiscriminately, is too important for you to be like, I don't know how to figure it out. Figure it out, okay? It's that serious. The information over there is that important that you need to be over on Telegram, okay? So that's all I'm gonna say about that. What I'm also going to say is I'm busy and I got a lot going on. But if you message me and you say, listen, I heard that you have tools and resources that can help people weather through this pandemic. You got a list of physicians who will treat you early. Or you have, resources to what you can do if you're dealing with, post long COVID. If you hit me up, I promise you, I will get back to you in the order in which it's a lot of people, but I am personally committed to doing this because enough is enough. There are too many people who, through ignorance, and that's not a bad word. When you hear me use the term ignorance, understand that just means lack of knowledge. Like you just didn't know. It's not derogatory. It's not an insult. It is what it is. When you're ignorant and don't know, you can't make, where the heck am I? Oh, I know where I am. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. That's a nice little, okay. Y'all have found me a new way from my husband's wood shop to get to the house. Well, look at that. All right. Anyway, you can't afford to be ignorant. Have you ever heard that ignorance is bliss? Well, it ain't bliss. Ignorance can be deadly. Ignorance can cost you your life. Ignorance can cost you damage and harm, some of which can be irreparable. So don't allow ignorance or your, ability to be sophisticated on or with technology keep you from knowing what you need to know. So the first thing is, can you get on your side of the street? The first thing you need to do is hop on over to Telegram and join the Basic Healthy Living Telegram channel. The next thing you need to do is encourage me in the Lord that I have the strength to pull the all-nighter necessary. I am going to post every link, every study, every resource I can get my hands on my website, basichealthyliving.com, as a resource to the body of Christ and to the pagan alike. I don't care who you are, what your political affiliation is, what your creed, race, or religion. I am not concerned with any of that. I am simply concerned with making sure that individuals have the information that they need to weather through this storm, to make informed decisions, because I'd be darned if I leave this earth with blood on my hands, knowing what I know, and didn't do what was in my ability and in my power to help. And I know I'm not the only one. I know Brother Seiko shares that passion. My friend Betsy Ball Clark shares that same love for people. It's a small little group of us who are just out here like, you know what? This is like a part-time job for us. The number of hours that it takes to compile this information, then first we got to go through it, fact check it, cross-reference that. I don't know if the last time you've read a PubMed or study from the NIH or any of these medical journals. Like, the reading is extensive, because first you got to get the definitions down. You got to be like, all right, what are we talking about? What was the size of the study? What cohorts were used? Is it double blind? And a lot of these studies they're not all published in American medical journals. Some of them are in France, you know, some of them are in India. So it's not too far above the average person, but it requires the average person to say, you know what, if this takes me 20 minutes to an hour to read this so that I can dissect it and understand what they're saying, I'm gonna do it. Because this is for my family. This is for my loved ones and my friends and my co-workers. Like, this is what it's about. And so I'm committing to doing that. And I'm praying that the Lord will be gracious to me and sustain me, because I'm spending so much time. Ooh, that's the sun, y'all. Hold on. I'm spending so much time disseminating and, you know, trying to go through the information myself that it's the equivalent of another job. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's how committed I am. Like, I'm up 2, 3, 4 in the morning sometimes, just scouring the medical journals, trying to figure out what are the new protocols out, you know, what are other members of the holistic health community saying. We're all just trying to dissect this information as it's coming down the pipe, because we're committed to helping people. So that was 2 things that I asked for. I asked you to pray for me, pray for my family, pray that the Lord would sustain me. I'm making better food choices so that my immune system is strong. I am on a preventive protocol right now. I am also personally spending my own money securing pharmaceuticals for people who are like, I have an active infection, I've tried to get it, they're telling me that, you know, they're 2 weeks behind by the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I have some, I will share what I have. I found an incredible resource that I'm gonna put on the website. If you want to get I don't want to say the name, but it is one of the 2, or, well, one place I know we can get, you know, if you like, I don't have health insurance, you know, I'm limited on funds. Like, I'm personally spending my own money, stockpiling what I can so that when people need it, we have it. My sister, who's able to also, you know, get her hands on HCQ when I need some, you know, she ships it, and we just make sure that people have access to what they need. So prayer, and hop on over to Telegram. Just go to the App Store, or the I don't know what y'all call the iPhone store. What's that? The Apple Store, the App Store, whatever you call that. Look for Telegram, download the app, create like a quick profile, and then search for Basic Healthy Living. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to post my Telegram link on my timeline. And if, you know, I mean, I feel like Harriet Tubman out here with the Underground Railroad, because the suppression of information is so intense that we literally have a whole new language that we speak on the underground to make sure we get our message out. So we're using acronyms, and we're using, you know, abbreviations, and, you know, we're using a lot of cloaked language just to say simple things, because the suppression of information is that heavy. And to me, that's just wicked and demonic, because we know that the enemy of our soul, who is Satan, he despises light. He doesn't want to be exposed. He despises the truth. And so that should tell you, scriptures tell us what's done, you know, evil deeds, those are the ones that's done, you know, where they don't want nobody to know, they don't want it to be tested. But truth stands out in the open. Truth doesn't want to be hid. It wants to be available for everyone to see and hear. So choose where you get your information from wisely, because the ones that are actively pushing down what people like me and others have to say, just know there's a dark, wicked agenda behind that. And so this is a battle. This is a spiritual battle. And spiritual battles cannot be won with physical weapons, right? We have the sword of the Spirit, the breastplate of righteousness. So when I come before you, you know, I'm speaking what's right and what's true and what's good and what's lovely and of good report. Like that's my weapon. Testing all things, holding fast to that which is good, abhorring and hating every form of evil. That's what people, children of the light, children of the one true God, that's what we do. And so I'd be darned if friends and families and complete strangers are not equipped with this information. Matter of fact, I broke the code, and I told my employees, I said, listen, I don't have 100 employees. It's just 9 of us. I said, and you all have known my position from the beginning. However, I have information that could be useful to you and your family and your loved ones. I care about you as individuals. So, you know, I was real cautious in how I said it, but I let them know, if you want the information, just come see me and I'll give it to you. And by God's grace, so far, all of them but 2, because we hadn't had a chance to link up yet, was like, Miss April, I want it. Just, you know, whatever you have, send it to me. Like, I can't. So many of us are angry with people because we don't understand why they're going along with the narrative. And I'm going to tell you why. The average American is going along with the narrative because it's all they know. It's all they hear. The information that I'm talking about and the protocols that I'm sharing and the resources, they're like, wait, what? What? That's a thing? Like, there's early treatment. What do you mean early treatment? Like, there's something I can do proactively to get ahead of this thing? Well, how? And so the next question was, well, Miss April, how come this is not being publicized? Like, why isn't this on the news? And all I could do is just stand there, hold my head down and say, baby girl, oh Lord, you got so much to learn. But I didn't want to be condescending. I had to be sensitive. And then I was shocked because I was like, wait a minute. I said, so you've never heard anything I'm saying at all? And they were like, no. Like, they're like, I didn't know this was, no. People literally think that the only thing you can do is mask up and pray to God and hope that you don't die and then line up to take the SIB. They're like, I just thought that's all we know. That no one else is telling us this. So now I'm angry again. Give it a second. There we go. We're back. It might drop one more time before I get in front of the house. But they literally don't get angry. It's easy for us to get angry with friends and loved ones, and it's easy to get frustrated because, I mean, it's a human response. But what I have found is if you just slow down and speak plainly and tell them, I realize that's the information that's coming from your mainstream news sources, but do you leave room for the possibility that the information that I have could be helpful for you? It's not going to hurt you to look into it, and it's not going to help you it's not going to hurt you to try it, but at least you have it in your toolbox of things you can do. But what I do tell them is that it's not okay for you to sit back helpless like a victim thinking there's nothing you can do. That is not acceptable. So I promise you, I think the Amazon person lives in my garage, because every day it's a package, and it ain't me. That's all I'm gonna say. It ain't me. It is the man that I'm espoused to that's always buying stuff from the Amazon. So hopefully I've been clear. Hopefully I have I've said something that made you want to consider rethinking your approach to protecting yourself and your family. I know I'm speaking in very, closeted and cloaked language, but it's because I have to. He had gotten the SIB. I believe he might have. And so, which is the reason why I believe he might have is because, there we go. I have reason to believe that he got it because when he first got it, like a week and a half later, he was like, oh, I'm getting better. You know, I'm on the mend. I'm doing good. I'll probably resume doing inspections like in a week. And then now we're like, he's gone. Like, you don't get the Rona, recover from the Rona, or you start going on the mend and then 2 months later die from the Rona. That doesn't happen. What happens is you introduce a foreign substance into the body via an experimental, submuscular biologic, right? You inject that into the body, and then between the toxicity of the components inside of the submuscular injectable biologic, it can do a number of things. It causes the an enhanced autobody immune response, which is not a good thing. That means when your body does encounter said pathogen, it will enhance the disease rather than fight harder against it. For all we know, it could have been liver failure from the graphene oxide. His heart could have stopped due to the blood clots. Like, there's so many issues that could have went wrong with him, and I don't know. But what I do know is that he had the Rona, got better from the Rona, and now 2 months later, he is not here. And so, I don't want to misrepresent information, but I do believe he got the SIB. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, BasicHealthyLiving.com. I am currently not taking any, I don't do health coaching anymore, but my site, I always keep it up as a resource. So I'm gonna put a special page dedicated just to this pathogen with all the resources of where you can go to get it, physicians and facilities that will treat you, practitioners that will, pharmacies that will fill it, whatever I can get my hands on that would be useful for individuals to help them, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to get it done tonight. Can't make promises because I'm just getting home. My kids got to eat. I got to eat. I still have work I got to get done. But that's my goal. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I said? Does anyone want to push back and say, well, why should we trust you? See, why is it that those with the opposing view, you can't question them? Why is it that they never say, well, show me your evidence and then let's compare? Show me your studies and then let's compare. They never want to do that. All they want to do is sidestep the issue, shoot you down, speak louder, tell you they want to do ad hominems and red herrings and all sorts of debate tactics, but they never want to sit down and have an honest dialogue rooted in truth. Why is that? Why do you think that is, right? They never want to be questioned. Oh no, you cannot question. You must comply. Compliance is key. Blind compliance at that. You don't need, this is too scientific. It's really complicated. You're not smart enough to understand it. Just let us in the white coats. Let us do all the heavy lifting for you. No. There are plenty of lay people out here who are like, no, God gave me a brain. I can comprehend just fine. I can read. I may not, I may have to sit with a dictionary and pull up some of these words, but I will struggle through it. But what you will not do is insult my intelligence and patronize me and talk to me like I'm stupid. That is what we won't do. But that should make you wonder, why can't you question? Why can't you, ask for all the both sides to be laid out so you can, do a comparison? They don't ever let you do that. What else don't they ever let you do? You got the Zuckerberg overlords out here fact checking memes. Like, this active suppression of truth is bad when a meme, like something that's designed to be a joke, gets fact checked. or how I got put in Facebook jail for 24 hours for saying that I would, through spontaneous combustion, enact a boom, I'm using cloak language, on my own car if it had possums in it. Like, I got put in Facebook jail for that because I was condoning or it was violence toward an inanimate object, a car that doesn't even exist. It ain't even my car. I don't have a car that got possums in it, but that's what I said in a comment, and I got thrown in Facebook jail for 24 hours. So, little things like that. Anybody have any questions before I go? Because y'all on here, but ain't nobody saying nothing. So, let's see. Okay, nobody has questions. All right. Well, I'm going to go share this information with people. If they're like, who is that? I don't know her. Don't force it. That's one thing I'm learning. I'm not going to force anything down anyone's throat. Just like Jesus said, who got ears to hear, let them hear. But no, that was the Apostle John who wrote. That was in the book of Revelation. Okay, yeah, all right. I'm commingling stuff, so forgive me, y'all. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? If people want to know the truth and they want the information, they will seek it out. Truth has to be sought out. That's was it Proverbs? Wisdom, you seek out wisdom. You just don't fall in your lap, right? Yeah. All right. Well, I'm out.